Always. Always when I get in front of a camera, that's when I have to blow my nose, right? Great way to start a show. Excuse me. Baby wipes. Anyway, I put up that video today named Area 51, and I think I'm under attack. As soon as I started talking about Sarajevo, it was like, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Facebook, that's typically where I put my ruminations and confessions, but I do transfer it to Twitter, which is X, and Gab. Once in a while, I put up my diary on my YouTube community tabs, whether on my main channel or backup channel, but then I'll go back through and delete those entries because I try to keep Instagram, TikTok, and my YouTube community tabs solely for my interviews and jobs. Victory! Prayers to you. You picked that up fast. And you picked that up. Heavenly Abba, I lift up Victory to you. Abba, may I? Can I? Okay. I'm usually a pessimist. I may leave this video up public for about a day or two, but then I'll probably put it private. Victory, you picked up that fast. Barack, you're using his name. Like, okay, you're a breath of fresh air. The majority of my friends love their creator, savior, and companion. Abba on the throne, Abba in human form, and Abba in spirit, our companion. And, you know, they could be believers, 20, 30, 60-year-long believers. And you talk to them and you can tell, well, they sound like they have love. And I do think that they love him. But you and people like you, Victory, you stand out because when you find out the truth, you act on it. And it might be a little uncomfortable at first, but then you make the necessary changes and you, on your own, pull closer. The Bible says we will know our shepherd by his name. So not only his voice, but his name. You picked that up, Victory. You picked that up fast, Victory. You saw his name. You recognized the truth. You saw him and you're acting on it. And you're going, you're saying Yahuwah and Yahusha instead of God or Jesus. Like, you picked that up. You, like the words, the names, and the fact that you even picked it up, Victory. The fact you even picked it up. I can count on one hand, possibly two hands, out of all my friends on the internet, possibly two hands of people that once they learned Yahuwah's name, they started using his name. You're one of those people. And I'm not trying to belittle other people at all, but you're seeking him. You're actively seeking him. You're actively doing it. And your fruits, your actions back up your words. You do? You know what? I compare them. I always like NIV, and it's only because NIV, the way the words strike me, I understand it better. So, but yeah, what I do is I have the NIV next to the Hallelujah scriptures because I like the Hebrew names better. I think there's a Hebrew Bible. There's a man named John, Jon, Truth on the internet, and I think he uses the Hebrew Bible. I want to get one of those. I'd love to get a Geneva Bible or even the Sefer Bible, but the Sefer, Cepher, that's $100. If I get $100, I'm going to ShopRite. I have a refrigerator that needs to be filled because I have an empty belly. He's a really great teacher. Some people have said, oh, he's gatekeeping. I think that John Truth might want to be just a tad more vocal about what Bible he's reading. But he point blank says, Heavenly Abba told me this in a dream. And you know what? Heavenly Abba told me his name, Yahusha, in an awake vision. I was praying with Abba, we were talking, and he just point blank gave me the vision with the letters YAHUSHA. So when someone's learning from heaven above, I mean, that's the only source that we can give is, okay, well, it's Heavenly Abba. He told us, and we're acting on it. And I think that's where believers see the church has done such a disservice, because the church never works in spiritual gifts anymore. They don't operate and function in the spirit. They just don't. Oh, I'm humbled. I'm humbled. I hope of all the things that you learned from me, it was how to make demons flee. Get rid of those suckers, right? So, why am I sitting outside? Well, because it's a place to sit. I'm in the sun a little bit. I'm really humbled. I don't know what I could have possibly taught you. You know what I could have taught you? What not to do. I hope that you've learned how to make demons flee your presence. I bind and cast your way. I hope you've pulled closer to Abba. If I taught you anything, I hope I taught you to go directly to Abba for every little thing, whether it's helping you pick out an outfit, helping you cook, or helping you make a speech in front of people. I hope that first and foremost, I've taught you to go to Abba about everything and to rely on him and get rid of demons and make them flee. Now, I'm not saying go make them flee into a bunch of pigs. You just make them go away. Hey, Wyatt, Yahusha Baraks. I heard Barak means blessings in Hebrew. And Abba point blank is calling my personal attention to my vocabulary and my language. I'm not a new believer. I cannot play stupid, and I don't want to. Abba's called my attention to my language, because I'm one of these people. I don't make sailors blush. I make them up and leave the room. Flat out, just leave the room. But when it comes to language, he's called my attention to it. He really has. So, Psalm 119. Psalm 119 is about the Hebrew language. Psalm 119 gives a poem for every letter of the Hebrew alphabet, which is, I think, really important, because I went through the MK Ultra projects in the DUMS. There is an MK Ultra project for every letter of the Greek alphabet. With the Ruach HaKodesh, I pray to Yahuwah to have them banished away from me with the Ruach HaKodesh in Yahusha's name. Angel! Hey, you pretty lady yourself, pretty lady. And you are. You know, I think we've been aging gracefully, Angel Mist. I don't feel so graceful, though. I need to start that gym immediately. I put up another video about my testimony. Greta, I got a new cell phone. I finally fixed my cell phone issues. I'm talking to 3 people and it says 1 person. It did say 0 a little bit ago, but yeah, finally. And you can tell because the picture's not breaking up. So what I've started to do is make my testimony in short little pieces, short little videos under 10 minutes. I talked about Area 51 today. I should really take the hat off. But I love my hat collection. I used to have a bigger hat collection. Like I had a couple Feodora hats. I love them. Then I had like the couple big sun hats and like different styled baseball caps. I had one that was like more square, and I like that. I love my hat collection. Anything to hide behind. But I wanted to give my testimony about being trafficked through the DUMS. Oh, this is what I'm not sure what to do. Because I'm talking about the human experimentation that I went through. And these are MK Ultra projects, in case somebody out there is not familiar with me. These MK Ultra projects I'm talking about stem from Operation Paperclip at the end of World War II, when about 1,500 Nazi scientists, elites, like Adolf Hitler and his best buddy Joseph Mengele, were spared and saved and brought to other areas of the world to continue on with their with their human experimentation, with their sorcery. Joseph Mengele was a great sorcerer, but everybody focuses on Jack Parsons. Maybe this I should have put in my Area 51 video, but Jack Parsons opened up a portal out in the desert. It really felt like Joseph Mengele could open up a portal inside your body. If not, he could turn your body into something like that. But so I think these videos are good. I've gotten a lot of good feedback. A couple of people that I didn't even know said, Holly, I like these videos. Keep it up, keep it up. Because I just, I take one memory I remember from the kids in a cage, and then I just talk on that one memory. And then, like maybe today, if I get ambitious, I can make a couple more videos. I was going to talk about Sarajevo 91, 92. No, maybe we can talk about the jungle and Peru when I was sent on a mission down there. But this is where I'm thinking, because I'm a created person. I'm a created human being, right? I was created in deep underground military bases. Gene splicing was used. I would like to know where Joseph Mengele got the embryo to use for me. I was implanted in my mother's womb. Now, I want to do a video on this, but I'm not sure when. I want people to focus on the kids in the cage and about this MK Ultra, where our tax dollars go. But I'm worried that when I get into how I was created, they're going to go, oh, that's so fantastical. I don't want to hear it. And then they're just going to drop the whole topic of child trafficking. You know what I mean? So I haven't gotten into how I was created. I haven't gotten into that. I could talk about the elites, the Rothschilds, just nothing but satanic rituals, satanic sacrifices. Like the Rothschilds, one of the Rothschilds, David Girl Rothschild. I say David, my alters back when they were here told me David Girl Rothschild. Girl, well, in the United States of America, Renee is a girl's name, but over in the UK, it's a man's name. And ever since I was a little kid, I always liked the name Renee, but I thought it was a boy's name until I saw a woman have the name. Anyway, they literally had me chained to the floor, and they gave me a literal pot to pee in. And I was pregnant with this kid shining his shoes. Ooh, that's a good video I could make about the breeding project. But what they do, like all these elite families, what they do, the firstborn child is always sacrificed. It's always sacrificed. Even the royals. What's her name? Meghan or Kate? What did they have kids? Harry and what's the other one's name? Harry and William. Didn't they have kids? Okay, the firstborn is always sacrificed. I went through that. With the elites like the Rothschilds and Cullen's family, they keep it in the family. So fathers with daughters, mothers and sons, incest. They keep it in the family. And then the firstborn is always sacrificed to Yahusha. They both had kids. All right. Well, the first one was sacrificed to Yahusha. William's the oldest of the two. I think Harry had to have gone through it too, because they're a part of that family. And it's always the firstborns that get sacrificed. I mean, look what happened to me in my own life. My mother just dropped me on my grandparents, kept me away from my father's side of the family, destroyed the whole family. But because she was never around, she never protected me. She did not raise me up in heavenly Abba. I never knew to call out Yahusha's name. So I didn't know to do that for the first 40 years of my life. So all those spiritual attacks, I rode them out, because I didn't know to call out Yahusha's name. I mean, even if you don't know what to pray, just call Yahusha, Yahusha, Yahusha. And then I say, help me. Have you in spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, help me with my prayers. I bind and cast away these entities. Get them out of my house. Get them off my property. Get them away from my flesh temple now in Yahusha's name. Get out of here now in Yahusha's name. I actually went through a freedom deliverance this morning with someone. But They were thinking it could be demonic possession, but I'm thinking that it's altars. And this is where relying on Heavenly Abba comes in very, very, very important, because I think this person may have had an altar that could be either programmed to act like a demon, or there's programming instilled in my friend in the I'm saying my friend. It's a case that came across my desk, so to speak, and I'm bound by a duty of confidentiality. But the point being is that this person, I think it's an altar. I think this person has been subjected to what I say mind control programming, and it's the mind control where you sabotage your life. You napalm your own life. You're your own worst enemy. You just destroy your life. And it's the same as suicide programming. When you're programmed to yourself, unalive yourself, if a mission goes wrong, if you get caught by the bad guy, or if you wake up and realize how you've been used. Like when I woke up from the MK Ultra, I was used as a super soldier for 37 years of my life. I'm a created human. I was born into these projects. Where was I going with this? I'm losing my train of thought. I didn't know to call out his name for the first. Oh, okay. So it's traffic for 37 years. I woke up when I was 40. That's when I learned to call out Yahusha's name. The programming. When I woke up in 2014, I had a flash flood of memories. When that happened and I realized I was used as a super soldier, it probably took me about 6 to 9 months, maybe a good 6 months, where I knew how I had been used, but it didn't click yet. Once it clicked, I fell to pieces. I lost my speaking abilities for 10 months. I was a nervous wreck. But when those flash flood of memories came back in 2014, the suicide programming, hey, Gwen, hey, sweetie, the suicide programming kicked in. And I had to fight the suicide programming. Do you know what it's like to fight the suicide programming, plus realize that what the Baptist church taught me was false doctrine and there is no rapture? So just as soon as I get out of the dumbs and wake up to that, I'm going straight back into war. It's like I'm going straight back into the dumps because the 7-year tribulation is imminent. Heavenly Abba, I'm sorry, I never meant to be rude, to be asking you when it starts, because you did say nobody knows the time or date. But Abba, in my dreams and visions, you showed me the 7-year tribulation, the 2 witnesses, the 2 resurrections, the New Jerusalem. The 3 angels that fly across the sky that warn humanity not to take the mark of the beast. He never gave me one, but I'll tell you right now, I am praying that we make it to the end of the Shemitah. A Shemitah is Abba's 7-year cycle. He does everything in 7s. Our Shemitah ends 2027 on the Gregorian calendar, and it starts 2028. So I'm praying that we make it to September 2027, October, November 2027, to the end of Shemitah. I know it seems like right now the 7-year tribulation could commence, like we're right there, but there's still some more things that have to happen. There's still more time to go. That's horrible. I would have been doing a barbecue if I could. I called my friend Barking Tree. I should give Galactic Guardians a call. She said during the first hurricane that literally there was a wall around her house. She's like, Holly, she's in Florida, Galactic Guardian. She's like, Holly, literally. She goes, it's a miracle. She goes, literally, there was a wall between my house and the storm. The storm went over my house. I've been praying. I prayed for one of my other friends They had a missing family member that had been missing for months. And she came to me and she said, Holly, will you pray for my family member? I don't know what to do. I'm beside myself. So we prayed together, and Heavenly Abba, praise be to Abba, it was a miracle. Abba sent down his warring angels, his holy ones surrounded the missing family member, and then literally had that family member pop up and come home, so to speak. That family member was found, I think, within 48 hours. So this is why I'm always trying to pray for you guys, as well as I add fasting, because I want my prayers to come true for you. But my fasting requirements, that Abba has unique fasting requirements for me, so I can still join in, but I cannot go without food or water because my health is so bad. So Heavenly Abba has other terms and conditions for me for the fasting. We kind of do the opposite. For my fasting, he tells me I have to eat 3 square meals with my vitamins and minerals because that's so hard for me to do. It's like an impossibility for me to do. But it's a piece of cake. It's a cinch to go without food and to go without water. I did it all day yesterday. No problem. But for me to eat properly is hard. So for some people, denying their flesh is difficult. Okay, well, I have no problem denying myself food and water. Abba knows this. So is it really fasting if it's that easy? What's not easy is me eating properly. And so those are my requirements. Yeah, it's so easy. So for someone like me, no. What's hard is making myself eat. Bands had tornadoes in it. Wow. I lift up my friend Karen to Heavenly Abba. She would like a divine experience with Heavenly Abba, and I pray she has it. I pray she hears his voice. I pray you hear his voice if you guys are pressing into him, seeking him. Stay frosty. Oh my goodness. You know who I got to give a call to is Steve, rescued. I've been meaning to call him for months upon months upon months. You too, Angel Mist. Stay frosty. It's great to see you. I went to a funeral Saturday. My aunt passed away. I hadn't seen that side of my family in about 15 years, and I was just a mess crying. It was my stepdad's side of the family, and if it wasn't for you guys, I would have nobody. You guys are literally my extended family from Heavenly Abba. I'm not kidding you. Greta, you know this. Stay frosty, you know that. You guys need to know this. You are all I have, except for Yahusha's a given. First and foremost, I got my golden bow, but after that, I don't have family, a husband, kids, or anybody. I don't have anybody to help me. If something bad were to happen, it's only me here. And I'm taking care of the elderly woman that lives below me. I wouldn't say taking care. I help her out. Like I give her ice cubes. If her tummy is upset, I'll get her Coca-Cola. And I check on her. But I'm not cleaning her house or anything like that. I'm not cooking for her. Nothing. But I do go down and talk with her and, just do a couple little odd things like bring her mail in and give her some company. You guys are my family. Too bad if you don't like it. Too bad you're stuck with me. Nobody else is going to have me anyway, so you may as well just accept it. Yeah, you're stuck all right. And you are the most beautiful family a person could ever pray for. You guys really are. Damn it. You better behave, because if you don't, I'll come up and touch another lake in your state. Yes, I will touch another lake in your state. I'll holly eyes your whole state, stay frosty. Because in August for my birthday, when Brandy, Rita, Alexius, and Izzy brought me to the conference for my 50th birthday, I touched a lake. Don't make me come back and touch any more lakes. I was trying to get Loch Ness Monster inside your lake saved. I figured if I touched the lake, that all in it would be blessed and baptized. You accepted me years ago. Yeah, good. Yeah, you're one of my favorites, Greta. Mhm. Well, I wouldn't exactly say that I'm lonely because I got you guys, but I am alone and it's harder being alone. Like when I go to do things, when I need things, it's harder being alone. But as far as lonely, I got you guys. I got the most beautiful friends in the entire universe. It's just you guys are in different states and different countries, which sucks because when I need a ladies' night out, I can't do anything. Oh, I'm thinking that maybe one day I can save up a couple of dollars. I want to take myself to a comedy club just to get out. And I love laughing. And if I walk into a comedy club single, hopefully they'll put me in the front row and then hopefully the comedian will crack jokes because I'd be there by myself. And, usually the comedians look out in the off audience and they start busting jokes. But I've been watching a guy, I think Ian Baggs on YouTube, and he's had me laughing. I don't get out or do anything. The only places I've been to is I took myself to the shore in May by myself, and a dream from 2013 came true in May when I was driving down to the shore by myself. A big, huge dream from 2013 came true this year. And then I went to the conference. Oh, and then I got to go to Roxanne's Papty party. Somebody was telling me if I need stuff, I should order it off of Temu and like TikTok shopping. But that sucks because I have to try things on, and returning stuff's always a problem. Yeah, today I can't get myself motivated. Oh, that's what I meant to do is go to the store. I think I'm going to have tacos. Oh, that's also what I wanted. I would need Monterey cheese. And then I would need the pita bread. But, I would love to get the guacamole and pico de gallo to put on it. I'm going to make either tacos with meat or I'm going to make chicken fajitas. And I love the chicken fajitas. Hey, it's Mike. Singled out at a comedy show. Hate it. You do? Oh, I crack up. Temu is China. I love you too. I hope you catch me again too. We'll talk soon. Call me anytime you want. But I tried Wish, but that's China also. I would like to. It would be a luxury. But my wedding band that broke? This is the replacement wedding band. I would love to buy a new wedding band between Yahusha and I. I spent there was one day that Zales, the jewelry store at the mall near me, Zales, a chain store, they were having a sale on promise rings and engagement rings and all this stuff. So I went in and I bought a promise ring. And I remember this woman and her husband in the jewelry store. And when I picked out the ring, I said, this is going to be my promise ring for Heavenly Abba. I promise to live a better life. That was in 2013. 2013, I said that. And the lady in the jewelry store, oh, you're going to live a better life. You're turning your life around to Jesus. Oh, oh, jeez. She started making fun of me. The jeweler looked a little bit strange at me, but he obliged me. He didn't say anything out of the way. And I was like, this is really important to me. It's really important to me. I'm turning my life around. I'm going to do it this time. For real, for real. I'm not just going to say it. I'm actually going to do it. And it took me a while to get started, okay? There was a lot I had to get out of my life, like that dude at 21 years, like a whole bunch of rat-ass terrible friends, not good. I'm a pincushion for demons, right? I hate when they use me as a punching bag and they just punch and punch and punch, and my body really hurts. So, pawn shops, that's a good idea. Get some studying to do. Ugh. But pawn shops are so expensive. So it can be very expensive too. Sometimes you're better off just buying it new. But I do want to get a new ring. My ring, it had a heart with 3 diamonds in it, and on either side of the heart were 2 more diamond chips. So there was a blue diamond on either side of the heart and the heart. And I was like, I would wear the heart with the point of the heart pointed in, because those Irish rings with the heart in the hands. So with my promise ring, I would point the heart inward. Even when I was with that dude for 2 years, I'm in love with another man, and the other man's name is Yahusha. The dude that collapsed my lung. Anyway, still with him, I wore the heart pointed inward. So the heart was my heart, and Yahushua HaMashiach, and Ruach HaKodesh, they're in my heart, and that was a diamond for all of them. And then the blue diamonds on either side of the heart, one was for Seva and one was for Keeper. And then the ring as a whole was just symbolic of my commitment. I know that wedding bands are a pagan tradition. However, I feel that Heavenly Abba allowed me for this purpose to take it back, because I've always worn a ring on my wedding band finger since December 12th of 2014. And back when I had 169 altars, it was really helpful. And now, I always wanted a perfect man. And at least for the past 3 years, I have been living righteously. I have completely turned my life around. Every area of my life is turned around. I'm still struggling with certain areas of my life. That's very clear. I certainly would not deny that. But he's turned my life around. He's my golden bow, and I'm his silver arrow. White hot, hotter than direct energy weapons. Silver with copper tips, flaming, invincible arrows. And I want to be all about him. I just want to be all about Abba. I want my thoughts to be all about him, or have him giving me those thoughts. I want my whole being devoted and dedicated to Yahuwah. Like, if there was a tithing pot right now, I'd put myself in it and say, Abba, I offer up me and my life to you, all of my life. And I'm sorry for when I hinder you, and I'm sorry for when I break into patterns and fall back into old ways. It's always going to be a fight, but you are definitely worth it. And you're the only person that has ever been worth my fight, Abba. And it's good that I finally woke up to this fact. Better late than never. Abba, thank you for the best 10 years of my life. And it's been the best 10 years because you've been in it. But second to that was when I had Grandma and Papa and Keeper and Seva in my life. Shannon Taunton, 1 John 4:4. But life gets in the way. It does. We all struggle. Even a pawn. Really? You went there, Mike? Voila! Look at that. Never leave home without it. The only thing I don't like is it doesn't have the concordance in the middle. But we can always go to the internet and say concordance for 1 John 4:4. So 1169. Interesting numbers, 1169. 11's my favorite number because Heavenly Abba takes my chaos away. And also on the 11th photo of the roll came Yahuwah's Tav on my forehead. I'm not saying cross, but Tav. All right, 11, 6, here we go, 4, 4. And we are writing these things so that our joy may be complete. Abba, you make my joy complete, and you make me whole. This is the message we have heard from him and proclaim to you, that God is light, and in him no darkness at all. If we say we have fellowship with him while we walk in darkness, we lie and do not practice the truth. I think that's why Abba is so mad with the Kardashians, is because they lied to him. I'm not meaning the ones on TV. I'm talking about the other ones, formerly known as the Lovebirds. Anyway, I asked him, and Abba was like, I don't want you hanging out with those people ever. Like, I'm merciful and lenient, and I let you get away with a lot of stuff, Holly, but I don't want you around these people. They say they know me, they make promises, and they never fulfill them. They hate me. They think because they won tickets to a Cowboys football game that it was a blessing for me. That wasn't for me, Holly, and they don't even know the difference. They they use my name. They say they're Christians, and he's very angry with those Kardashians. I think it's because they've made him promises and then never came through. And also, you have to remember that her husband hit on me. So right there, he's abusing Yahuwah's property. He's coveting the great grand almighty's I am's property. You don't want to covet something that's Yahuwah's, okay? That's just, you can't hide from Yahuwah on that one. Hey, Lincoln! Oh, jeez. Do I have any wrenches in my chat room? Janelle? Is it Janelle or Ganelle? Welcome. And my prayers to Turkey. And you. I should make the chicken fajitas tonight. You know, I remember the days where 20 bucks could get you Monterey Jack cheese, sour cream, bread, canned tuna, pita bread, and a pound of chicken. I got a lot of work to do. I didn't get anything done today. And I've got 2 full days of work ahead of me for douching my house. I didn't do spring cleaning, so I'm doing fall cleaning. And that carpet in that apartment is just nasty. I cannot get my apartment to smell nice at all because the stench from the carpet just comes right back out. My carpet's been steam cleaned. It's been shampooed. I've used water and vinegar. I've done everything, and the carpet is just disgusting. Yeah, it'll never be those days again. I lost 40 pounds in 50 days on a carnival and intermittent fasting. Wow, congratulations. Yeah, I had friends at AT&T that they would lose a lot of weight. Like I guess they did like an Atkins diet where, for instance, a cheeseburger, you wouldn't eat the cheese or the meat, you wouldn't eat the cheese or the bread, you would just eat the meat, and they would lose a lot of weight. The only problem was they could never incorporate back into their diet like breads and stuff like that. But that's all I eat. Meat, chicken. I love fruits. I love pastas and rices. I'm not big on vegetables. Certain things I can eat depending what it is, but Yeah, I'd be lost without meat and chicken and dairy. Yeah, I know. I never go. Although I get it smelling pretty good, like um, typically mopping once a week. You can tell that I have a cat, but it's not this terrible, disgusting, overbearing smell because I mop, I clean. So like even on my bed, I have a sheet over my bed. So that way when the cat gets on my bed, the cat's on the sheet, not on my pillows, not on my blankets. Um, but I do keep up with cleaning. So like when you walk in my house, I mean, you can smell things. It's not bad. Like there's other houses on this property. And when you walk in, it just hits you in the face that they have animals, you know? Yes, that's another thing. The walls are very thin. So the lady downstairs who's not mobile, she hasn't cleaned in 2020. She's only been able to take 2 showers or baths or gotten 2 baths since 2020. So that smell from downstairs does come upstairs. And that is a smell I cannot get out. There's nothing I can do about that because it's just going to come right back up. So when I clean, I get 2, maybe 3 days where you can smell the cleaning products, but then it goes away really fast. Like my apartment before the lady downstairs even got a cat, before that whole shebang, when I would clean my house, you'd smell the cleaning products in my house for a whole week. It'd be like, what's the point of, like, a week would go by and it's like my house still smells clean. Do I even need to clean it? Because it still smells clean. Now I'm immaculate. I'm anal. You know, I'll vacuum my kitchen floors, and then if I miss something, I sweep it up, and then after that, I'm mopping it up. So my floors are getting clean 3 times over. So, half cat, half Wiccan. So I did a video about Area 51 today. I wonder what you guys think. I don't. You're right. I don't. That's probably why I didn't eat yesterday, is because my Ninja blender was dirty, has been dirty, and I was too lazy to clean it. What I'm going to start doing is making my shakes. And then when I pour the very last of the shake in my cup, I'm going to put the blender I'm going to put the container right back on the blender and whip up a new shake and just bypass the whole cleaning it out. I'm just going to make one shake after another, and I'll just get in the habit of cleaning the blender out once a week. I hate washing dishes. It's because my mother was always like, wash the dishes, wash the dishes. It's like, you go do your own dishes. You're the wife, not me. I'm not supposed to be doing your wifely duties at the age of 13, 14, and 15. I really should have stood up to that woman when I was younger. I really should have just had enough guts to stand up to her, but I always backed down from my mother. And then when it came to the girls in school bullying me, I backed down to them too. Always cowered. The only thing my mother made me good at was cowering and being afraid. And if I knew that my life was going to turn out like this with my biological mother, I would have done things a lot different in the past. I would have told her where to go. I have supported myself since I was 11 years old. My biological mother would take off from Friday night, not come home until Sunday night, with my stepdad out on the weekends partying all weekend long, and I would be home with my newborn baby sister all weekend long, cooking, taking care of the apartment, just her and I was 11 years old, running a house and taking care of a newborn at 11 years old. I was very mature for my age. So it's no wonder why that when I did get older and I got a taste of freedom, I did not want anything holding me down or holding me back. That's true. You're right. I could blend soapy water through it. That's a great idea. You could always do that. I don't know. I'm starting to feel a little better. I've had a rough day. Like, I feel oppressed and I feel on the verge of a panic and anxiety attack, and I'm having trouble finding a doctor. I need to find a doctor. My anxiety levels are off the charts, and I need medical assistance at this point with my anxieties because my knees are literally knocking, like literally knocking. I need a medication to help calm me down. That, and I need to make sure I don't talk to anybody that tries to intentionally put me in a panic attack because they're having a bad day and they just want to have a power trip over me, a girl. Secondly, they don't like Yahuwah and I do. So of course they want a power trip over me. Somebody actually said, oh, you're mind controlled because you believe Heavenly Abba. I don't believe in him, but I believe in angels and demons. It's like, dude, you're mind controlled because you hate him. I've been set free through him. Not, this whole world wants you to hate him on purpose. And when you wake up in hell, you'll know why. Because they hate him and they're taking you with him. So that's why they mind control everybody to hate Abba. And some of these people, like, I have to remind myself, Holly, it's not in Abba's will that anyone perish. And Holly, what you're seeing in that person is the darkness, and they're submitting to the darkness. They chose the darkness. You can be upset with them for choosing the darkness, but realize that's the darkness inside of them, and they're letting it speak for them. Now I see why Abba says have nothing to do with those people. Don't sit down to eat with them. Have nothing to do with them. Are bad. Also, this world feels oppressed. Yeah, today felt really oppressed. Now the sun's coming out a little bit and I feel a little bit better. A little bit better, not by much. I gotta go shopping. You're not coming with me because I need 2 hands. And another thing, something strange is happening. Am I being followed by law enforcement? There was one day I walked into a store and there was a cop and he was walking in and he had his head down and angled a certain way so that I couldn't see his face. And then when I passed him in the doorway, held open the door, and he kind of walked past, but again, he had his head tilted and away from me, so I couldn't see his face. And when he did that on 2 separate occasions where he kind of hid his face on me so I couldn't see it, then I took notice of him. And he walked in and he went to one of the coolers, and I kept trying to look at his face, and the guy wouldn't turn around. The guy would not lift up his head. He wouldn't look at me, but he kept keeping his head tilted and downward and away from me. So when he went up to the cooler, I was outside the store, but still looking in the window. When he went up to the cooler to get his drink, I looked into the cooler reflection, and a 3rd time, the guy literally looked up, saw my reflection in the cooler, and then again put his head down and tilted it so I could only see the top of his head. Deep fake, Project Bluebeam. Yeah, the Bilderberg Group families. Okay, guys, we lost the fight. The only thing you and I can do right now is to win souls and get rid of demons. It's over for us. Game over. Done. They're controlling the weather. It's over. And these people going, oh, there's no weather modification. Listen, they're a part of the strong delusion. Dust off your feet, go to somebody else and try to win their soul. Okay, the only way. Okay, we need Yahuwah. None of us are getting out of here alive. It's over for us. There's no stopping them now. You can't even get your hands on them now. I think pretty soon the elites, if they haven't done it already, they will be doing it soon. Now that they've got dark web ducks. Yep. Now that they got control of the weather, that's it. They don't need to be on the surface of the earth anymore. It's over for you and I. It's over for you and I. If you and I were going to do something, we should have done it 10 years ago. We should have done it. We should have done it 10 years ago, but we didn't. Like, no offense. Look at all the truckers who were protesting. You know, you hoo up a rocks to them. But I have to say, they were too late when, you know, the truckers were doing their whole thing up in Canada and here in the US too. That was years too late. We're done. We're done, guys. This is everything that this is the whole reason why they had MK Ultra in the dumbs, was to mass hypnotize people. The super soldiers were to carry out their will. The trauma and torture-based mind control techniques that were perfected on me have now, not just me, but the other kids that were trafficked, they took the torture-based mind control techniques where you're chained in, where you're, you know, tied down in the Montauk chair, eyes pinned open, different, one noise, like heavy metal in one ear, opera in the other. One eye you're watching a cartoon, and in the other eye you're watching a snuff film. They put you on drugs that intensify the pain. They do horrible things to you. They cut your face. They cut you open like a surgeon. I forgot what I was talking about. So they took all this trauma and torture that they did on me and the other kids. They perfected it and turned it into entertainment and turned it into the medical industry, where now they're saying, oh, well, go to this doctor, go here, do that, do this, and you'll be healthy and you'll be safe. And meanwhile, no, you won't. Because they're just putting those bad poisons into you, those bad pathogens, those bad things. They're just putting into you what they had done to me and the other kids when they kept us in the cages in the dumbs. Grumbling in your tents. What do you mean grumbling in my tents? I don't understand what you're saying, Shannon. I'm sorry. I didn't set my tent up yet. I got a tent for the Feast of Tabernacles. The Feast of Tabernacles is October 16th to October 23rd. I got my tabernacle. I'm going to make my decorations of palm trees, willows, citron, and that red flower later, but I got my kitty teepee tent. This is my tabernacle. This is where I'm going to spend the week. I cannot do it outside. And with some problems here well, I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, I'm not sleeping outside in the cold weather. I'm fully disabled. So I'm going to set it up in my living room. And I feel like 2 years ago, I flaked on Heavenly Abba for the Feast of Tabernacles. Last year, I feel like I could have really done a better job. And this year, I'm making it up to Heavenly Abba. I spent $20. I got my kitty teepee tent. And this is where I'm going to commune with Heavenly Abba from the 16th to the 23rd, eating my meals in it. And it fits perfectly in my living room, too. So that's another reason why I want to shampoo the carpet, so everything is pristine and perfect for my next feast with Abba. I think this is so exciting because we just got done with the Feast of Trumpets. We got 3 days to collect our bearings and surprise, and then boom, we have another feast, the Feast of Tabernacles. I have so much fun with Heavenly Abba's feasts and festivals. They have so much meaning. They last so much longer, too. And we're hanging out. I get to hang out with Heavenly Abba. Who doesn't want to hang out with Abba? And it's literally as easy as that. People are always thinking, oh, well, I hang out with Abba or something else. That happens for other people. That never happens. That's only on certain special occasions. And it's very seldom. And that's just not true. We can hang out with Abba and talk with him anytime that we want. Really. And it's that easy. And he's that available and he's that close and he's here and he's near. And he wants the same thing with us that we want from him. You know, so, but I really feel that the Sabbaths, which is Saturday, and I feel that the feasts of Numbers 29 and Leviticus 23, the 4 feasts, I think that's when all of us can definitely feel his presence. And if we want to be with him and talk to him, well, then we know the appointed times to do so. Because I felt his presence during the Feast of Trumpets. And now I can't wait to feel it again during the Feast of Tabernacles and have him answer my questions and show me things. It's okay, Lincoln, I love you. And show me things like ancient civilizations, like what was hidden from us, what was stolen from us, how much they've dumbed us down. I remember that one guest on Spirit Force, never again. Oh, Holly, no, man, we are more educated and more intelligent and advanced than at any other time in history. Human beings are at their smartest nowadays, Holly. No, and it's clear and self-evident. Humanity is at its all-time dumbest, stupidest, lowest. We are so unintelligent, so not smart, not bright, not educated. We don't know anything. Human beings are at their dumbest nowadays. You want a smart human being? Go back, what, to 1800s, 1700s, 1600s? Go back then, because back then we had free energy. Back then when you would go to a church, the church would literally heal your body. They would heal you. Now you go to a church, all they do is take your money. You don't walk out healed. You walked out feeling worse about yourself than you started, because you get browbeat by people that think they're more holier and hallowed, or more hallowed than Abba himself. This is a good video. I run some pretty good videos. Did you ever know Alan Hovath? Why does that sound familiar? I don't know. Sounds familiar though, but I don't know. I don't know, I tell you. I do not know. Okay, I think my cheddar cheese is still good. Okay. I have mayo. Look how empty my fridge is. It's not too hard to find anything in it. No alcohol. That's another thing that I'm so glad why I'm with Yahusha's, because there's no dude bringing cocaine, alcohol, or cigarettes into my house. I'm glad I have a vow of celibacy, and I'm so glad I'm not committed to any of those dudes from my past. If I was committed to any of those dudes from my past that I dated, I would be damning myself to hell. I know I would. Heavenly Abba told me back in 2014, you got a choice, kid. You can have your boyfriends and your cigarettes and your parties and this and that and the other thing, or you can have me. But you can't have both. And Holly, would it be better to have this guy that you have lust over? You're not even sure that you even love him. He's not your type. He's not intelligent. He's nothing that you would go for. He's small on the inside and small on the outside. Like, are you willing to sacrifice the New Jerusalem and the room that Yahusha built for you in the New Jerusalem? Are you willing to sacrifice that for these dudes? For that dude who collapsed your lung? You going to give that up? What about cigarettes? Do you want cigarettes or do you want the New Jerusalem? Because it's pretty simple. But you can't have both, Holly. So you know what? I picked the New Jerusalem. And I struggle not to smoke cigarettes. I'm not perfect. I keep it to vaping. This is only 3 milligrams. I've been able to keep it to 3 milligrams. And when we had our 25-hour atonement fast, I didn't have, like, the detox was like so minimal. I barely even felt it. Barely even felt it. But my thing is the hand to mouth, and the nervousness. And that's why I'm so attached to the vaping. But I'm thinking that if I got 0 milligrams of nicotine in here, that I wouldn't feel, I'd probably feel a little detox for a couple of days, but nothing at all. Like nothing at all. This is in my hand just because I'm nervous and jittery and fidgety all the time. So now just to get over that fidgetiness, the hand to mouth, the, what do you call it? Where people, I forget what it's called. Like when I was a little kid, I sucked on my blanket, and when my teeth grew in, my grandmother had a hard time like getting me not to suck a blanket or a pacifier, a really, really hard time. I remember grabbing my shirts in my drawer and sucking on them. But that goes back to the trauma and torture that I was going through. When I was a little kid, I didn't start talking until I was 3 years old. And then again, when I was 6 years old, my grandmother had to teach me how to talk all over again because something happened. And one day, out of nowhere, I could not talk, and my grandmother could not figure out what the hell happened to me, why I couldn't talk. I know what happened to me. I was in the dumps, and I was on the secret space program. The secret space program is to lie and further the delusion onto the mass population. We're not on a spinning ball. Yeah, it does matter because you either believe in the truth and Abba's creation story, or you don't believe him at all. And you don't get to believe in whatever you want and do whatever you want. If you want to believe in whatever you want and do whatever you want, you go to Lucifer. That does not apply to Yahushua HaMashiach, our Savior, who died on the tree or stake. It's not a cross. Cross goes back to the Roman Empire. I have a lot of drawings to fix. Drawings that I made for Abba, but I'd rather find out now than before it's too late. Did you ever know Alan? Oh, I read that Horvath. That sounds familiar. I should look him up. Guess I'm gonna get going. Oh, can I show you guys before I go real quick? I'll leave this video up public for a little while. Maybe some of my other friends will see I ran a video and be like, oh, Holly was hanging out. One of my friends, Joni, she's like, I miss when we would hang out for hours and just talk. Remember that? Our Hollythons where I'd wake up in the morning, just come hang out, BS. Or if I woke up in the middle of the night, we'd hang out for like 5-6 hours talking about everything under the sun. But anyway, this is what I made for the Feast of Trumpets. It's a shofar. I drew one for the beginning of it because I guess the holiday starts off with the sounding of a shofar. And then I drew a second shofar for the ending of the Feast of Trumpets because I believe the Feast of Trumpets ends with the blowing of a shofar. And I don't have one, but I drew them. I draw the things that I want to come true. Too, like, I drew it because I want it to come true. I want it to come true that I'm here on the earth and somehow I get my hands on a shofar, and when he returns, I start blowing it, singing, hallelujah, Hosanna, my Yahuwah, my golden bow's here. and if I draw it, then maybe I'll be able to physically do it because I really do want to be here to see his return. And no offense, but how many people do you know talk like me? You don't. I know you don't. Because I've been looking for other people that talk like me. And again, it's only been a handful, possibly 2 handfuls of people out of these thousands of people that I've met. There's only been a handful, maybe 2 handfuls that, not even, I take that back, a handful of people. Less than 5 people that actually say, Holly, I want to see his return. And I have a feeling that I will be here for his return. I've always had that feeling. There's been even less people than a handful that have actually seen Yahusha returning in their dreams. A lot of people call themselves a prophet, and they're just not a prophet because They've never seen him return in their dreams and visions. They just heard somebody else say it and thought it was a good idea. So they hopped on the bandwagon and started saying it too. I actually saw Yahusha return in dreams when I was 5 and again when I was 39, turning 40. I want to see his return. And if not, I'm still going to live what I read the Bible about the seals. I want to live the same kind of life the seals live. Hey, like, I know this is not a competition, but the one thing I've learned about Abba is if we want it and we ask him, he'll give it to us. How many people do you know asking to see his return versus how many people are praying for a rapture? How many people are praying to see his return versus how many people go, oh, I don't really know. Is he returning? It seems like something's going to happen. I feel like something's going to happen. They're not too clear. They don't know, or they're praying for something false. There's not a lot of people praying to see his actual return, and that's very scary. Only 144,000 people get sealed and make it through the extinction level event. That's not how many people get saved. It's just how many people live. Like in Noah's day, when those raindrops started coming, how many people do you think said, oh boy, Abba, I should have repented to you sooner. I'm sorry. I repent. I realize it now. We do not want to wait till last minute to get ourselves saved to Yahusha. We don't want to wait. We want that time and season with him to change and to actually experience life with him and get to be with him and hang out with him and do stuff with him and for him. You know, like, people don't get it. People don't get, yeah, he's our creator and savior, but he's a person too. Go get to know him. You get to know me. You want to know me? Well, go get to know him. That's what I want to say to the public out there. I know people that, they don't want, they're mad at him. They want answers, but yet they won't take a knee, go before Abba and say, Abba, this is why I'm mad at you. This is what I want to know. Will you explain it to me? They don't want to do that and get to know him, but they sure want to run around and bash him. That's another thing when people are like, well, why doesn't God do something? That's why I don't believe in him, because he's not doing anything. It's like, you know what? Neither are you. You ain't doing crap except sitting there complaining. You're not even going to him to say anything to him. You're just complaining to me. That makes no sense. I went to the big man upstairs. They are chatty, but never revere the name of Yahuwah. Yep. 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 And that gets me. It makes me feel bad for Abba, because I was like, Abba, I know from personal experience, but also I know it from other people. Abba, when people get to know you, they fall head over heels in love with you, every last one of them. But when they go to you, Yahuwah, I'm not talking about when they go to church or they find a religion or they find a doctrine. I mean, when they go directly to you and then you lead them, whether they need to go to a church for 6 months or go to a church for 2 years, or go to a college. I don't know. But he leads us and guides us, and everybody that takes the time to get to know him, they fall in love with him. Like, I've been affiliated with ministries and churches, but then as I grew and gained knowledge and experience and insight, Abba moved me on from those churches, moved me on from those ministries. Now, pretty much the training wheels are off. I'm standing on my own 2 feet. I don't need the same kind of help that I used to, because I have the knowledge now that I need to give myself the help when I need it. Like, I don't need for instance, I don't need a freedom deliverance ministry. I know the knowledge myself. I went through my own freedom deliverance on my own. I know how to get rid of demons. I've done it on myself. I've done it on other people. Through the blood of the Lamb, because it's Yahuwah that gets rid of the demons. Okay, it's only through him and through the blood of the Lamb. But I loan myself to him so he can use me as a vessel and as his tool to bring other people closer to him. So I don't need a freedom deliverance ministry. I know it for myself. Holly, you need counseling. For what? For what? I'm healed. Hey, if you want to deny the miracle, you go right ahead. But I'm healed from SRA, satanic ritual abuse, and you can tell by my relationship with Yahuwah, by my marriage to my golden bow, for I'm his silver arrow. That I'm over the satanic ritual abuse. You can tell that. I'm over DID, dissociative identity disorder, because December 2022, Heavenly Abba gave me full reintegration. There's nothing there to counsel. That's healed. MK Ultra, mind control. Okay, well, again, I woke up. Yahuwah set me free through the blood of the Lamb in Yahusha's name. Healed. Are there other things in my life where I hit turbulence, where I may need someone to console me and a shoulder? Sure. Yes, absolutely. But all that bad stuff from the dumbs, he's been healing and curing me of it. And I want him to be able to do the same for you guys, but you guys just got to go to him. And some of you do, and some of you don't. Most of you don't. Some of you do. In my chat room, the majority of you do, but if I'm talking about the public, the majority of people don't turn to Yahuwah. But you guys do, and that's why I come here, is because you turn to him the same way I'm trying to turn to him. Yeah, you got to let me know if you like my Nevada video. The Area 51. All right. I'm not quite sure what to do with myself right now, but I think I'm going to go get some chicken cutlets and make some chicken fajitas on pita bread. I wish I had enough money for guacamole and pico de gallo. I used to have pico de gallo, but I think I ate it all. I got in 2 bottles of it, but it did not last long in my household. Yeah. I don't even have one stashed. So, I got a really good seasoning. Like a really, really, really good seasoning. So, whoever this is. All right. This stuff. So I get the chicken breast, clean off the chicken breast, and then I take this, put it on in a bowl or whatever, and I take the chicken breast and I put it in the bowl and I press the chicken breast down. So I press the seasoning into the chicken breast, and then I throw it in a pan with 2 tablespoons of butter so the chicken doesn't stick to the pan, and I cook it up until the chicken's ready. Slap it on pita bread, sour cream, and Monterey Jack cheese. I think I like the Monterey better than the cheddar when it comes to chicken fajitas, right? And I think I like the cheddar better when it comes to the beef tacos, right, Abba? Is that how I eat it? Yeah, the cheddar for the beef and the Monterey Jack for the chicken. The chicken. Now I'm hungry. All right, that's it. I got to go because I'm hungry. And it's 4:20. Look at that. I missed my medicine. You're making me miss my medicine. You know exactly what that 4:20 means. You're making me late for my bowls. Don't make Bags mad about missing her bowls. Back off on Bags' bowls. Leave them alone. All right, I'm going to stop while I'm ahead. Because I'll keep going with that joke and get myself in trouble. Yeah. Abba, please, can I just make a quick joke? I don't mean anything, but yeah, me. I'm it's a good thing I've turned to Yahusha, because I'm one of these people that would have laughed themselves straight into hell. Laughing at all the dirty jokes, at all the things they're not supposed to even know about in the first place to find it funny. Yep. I'm the sister in Yahusha. That make themselves refrain from laughing at all the dirty jokes. And it's a lot of self-control that I need too. You know how many jokes pop into my head and I gotta make sure they don't come flying out my mouth? A lot. And often. No, I'm not joking. And I also don't want to laugh myself straight in the hell either. Because, yeah, I'm one that laughs at all the jokes they're not supposed to laugh at. And I just, for new watchers, yes, I am fully disabled and my medication is medicinal cannabis. I don't take pills anymore. I quit them and fired all my doctors, but I got to go get a couple more doctors because I'm having some issues right now. Anyway, get this stuff. It's good with some chicken breasts. You mush it in you mush the seasonings in the chicken breast, cut up the chicken breasts in little small squares, put it in a frying pan, cook it up. And then when the chicken's done, you take it out, top it with Monterey on pita bread, throw the pita, roll it up, throw the pita in the oven for a couple of minutes. Oh my God, it comes out so good. All right, I can't talk to you guys anymore. No, I have to go because I'm hungry. I've been here for an hour and 15 minutes. Well, maybe once I get some food and I could come back and maybe do another broadcast, maybe on internet radio, but I don't really know what to talk about. Or maybe what I could do is come back and do another little short video like I did today for Area 51. But I got my hat on, and I think the videos come out better if I don't have my hat on. But my hat might be a comfort zone thing for me. You know how like cottage cheese is my comfort food? Yeah, well, my hat collection might be like, you know, Peanuts, Linus's blanket. Linus, so I think it's Linus. He always has a blanket. Okay, I always got my hat. All right, so thanks for hanging out with me. I'll leave this video up public, and I think it was halfway decent. And I'm so glad I got to see you guys. I'm glad I got to see Victory, and I'm glad I got to see Janelle, Shannon, Mike, Stay Frosty, Lincoln, Angel Mist. I got to give Rescue the ring. Janelle from Turkey. Greta. It's always great to see Mike Smith. Wyatt. Like Wyatt Herb. Okay. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. You take care, Victory. Thanks for hanging out with me. And we'll talk soon. You know, I got a couple buttons on here. I'm going to push them. What's retouch on? Does retouch take away my wrinkles? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's like having a filter. Did you see that? Look at it. You can see. Okay, here it is, regular. You see? Regular. I don't look so bad. You can still see it's different. I like the retouch on. What's that? Oh no, that's highlight saved to your channel as unlisted. That's the mute button. And now you can hear me again. I really like that retouch. That's different. You see, it looks all grainy. You can see every fine line. Now I look like a model. All smoothed out. All right. Happy Mad Monday. Yahusha Baraks. I might say, or maybe it's Barakas, but may he be with you and answer all your prayers. I'll see you soon. I'll leave this public for a little while.